Hey there, my name is Jay. I'm one of the expert teachers here at E2 Language. Let's take a look at writing summarized written text, method 2.0. By the way, only half of these new methods are on YouTube. All of the methods are on e2language.com. So if you go there, you're going to find all of these videos. Cool, let's get started. Okie dokie, so this is what it looks like on test day, and you're going to notice a few things here. One is, importantly, you've got this big chunk of text here, right? Now this will come in a single paragraph or multiple paragraphs here. We have 1, 2, 3 paragraphs here. Up here you're going to have the timer, and down here you've got a little text box where you are going to write a single sentence. One sentence. One sentence. That's it. What you have to do, or the name of the game, is to summarize all of that writing into a single sentence that captures the main idea of it and any important sub-ideas. Okay? Let's take a look at some of the facts. So you're going to get 1 or 2 of these on test day. It has integrated scoring. That is, it will contribute points to both your writing score and your reading score. Obviously, because you're going to have to read and understand those paragraphs or that paragraph before you write your sentence. You are scored on content, that is, you write on topic and you capture the main idea and any important sub-ideas. You're also scored on length, from you either get 0 or you get 1. That is, you write between at least 5 words and at max 75 words. Now, we have a sort of magic number that I'll tell you a little bit later on. You're also scored on grammar, accuracy and range from 0, 1 or 2 points, and vocabulary 0, 1 or 2 points. Okay, so let's talk about timing, because you get 10 minutes in total to complete this task. And if you finish early, say at 8 minutes, the time does not carry on or carry over to the next task. So you should spend and use all of the 10 minutes on this task. So you should spend about 3 or 4 minutes reading. Reading is a critical aspect here. Basically, if you don't understand what's being said in the paragraphs, your sentence will not get a good score for content. And if you're totally off topic, you'll actually get 0 for everything. You should spend about 5 or 6 minutes writing a single sentence. It's kind of interesting when you do this and you practice, you'll find yourself sort of writing and rewriting and rearranging and rewriting until you're happy with the sentence you finally end up with. And you should also spend some time checking your sentence to make sure that it's free of grammatical errors, that the vocabulary is right, that it makes sense, the punctuation's good, etc. Okay, let me provide you some reading tips. Basically, there's 2 ways to sort of read this text. One is you find the main idea of the whole text, right? The paragraph or the paragraphs will have a central idea, one single sort of main idea. And there'll also be 1, 2, or possibly 3 important sub-ideas, okay? That's the first way that the paragraphs might express the meaning, a central idea with some sub-ideas. Or, like in the example we're about to do, you'll have to find the main idea of each paragraph and then turn that into your sentence, okay? So, let's take a closer look at this. This is what you're going to have to read in this video. It's 3 paragraphs. We're not going to read it now, but what I do recommend you do on test day is spend some time reading it from beginning to end before you start writing, before you even start thinking about creating your sentence. Again, read for the central idea and important sub-ideas, or read for the main idea in each paragraph. So, you are now up to writing after you've read it, and here are some writing tips. When you write, you're going to have to play with the sentence. You're going to have to move parts around. You'll find yourself doing this naturally, rearranging it. You need to make your sentence complex. You're going to have to use words like which, that, or who in the sentence to make it technically a complex sentence. That is, it's going to have a main clause and a subordinate clause or subordinate clauses. I think you should avoid words like however and therefore, because these words put in the middle of the sentence, in between 2 sentences, usually indicate that it's actually 2 sentences. It's pretty difficult to write a sentence with a comma, however, and then continue on. Usually you have to put a full stop and start a new sentence. And because this task requires you to write a single sentence, you run the risk of writing what's called a run-on sentence, which is not good. You can use words like although and despite, but use them at the start of the sentence, right? One of those sentences like although, ba 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 ba. That's a good way to write one of these sentences because that discourse marker, although, despite, as, whatever it is, it will create a grammatical sentence if it's at the start of the sentence. And the magical number, I think, or we think at E2 Language, is around 30 to 40 words. You do not need to write up to 75 words. You do not get more points for a longer sentence. You do need to write certainly more than 5 words. The magic number is about 30 to 40 words. If you write 30 to 40 words, you're capturing the main idea, the sub-ideas, etc. Okay, so let's do a little activity. What I've done is I've taken the 3 paragraphs and I've separated them. So what we're looking at here is paragraph 1. What I want you to do is just to turn paragraph 1 into a sentence, right? Then we're going to do the same thing for paragraph 2 and 3. Then we're going to combine our 3 sentences together into a single sentence so we've captured all 3 main ideas, okay? So I'm going to give you 2 minutes to read this very carefully again and to write a sentence that captures the main idea, and then we'll compare it to mine. Away you go. Okay, so let's take a look at my sentence here. This one, I think, captures the main idea of that paragraph. There are a variety of ingredients that make up chewing gum, including sweeteners and flavors, as well as a gum base, right? Now, I have taken some words from that paragraph, and that's fine. I have to use words like gum base or sweeteners, flavors. There's no synonyms for them, but I haven't stolen complete phrases there. I've picked out keywords, I've really thought about it myself, and I've written that summary myself of what I think is the main idea here, which is about the ingredients that make up chewing gum. Let's do the same thing for paragraph 2. I'm going to give you 2 minutes. You can pause the video if you want to read this carefully and write a sentence that summarizes the main idea. Away you go. Okay, let's take a look at my summary. I said this: while the gum base is not digestible, the sweeteners and flavorings are. Okay, that's what I think is the main essence or the main idea or the central idea of that paragraph. Let's do the same thing for number 3. You have 2 minutes to write your 1-sentence summary here. Okay, so if I look at mine, I said, contrary to popular belief, the gum base is eventually excreted if swallowed. Okay? That was the central idea of that one. Of course, there's many different ways you can write this summary here. Hopefully yours was similar to mine though. Okay, now that we have our 3 summaries, we're going to combine them into a single sentence. And what you're going to find yourself doing on test day is sort of rearranging, moving parts. You might take that part and put it in the middle, and take that part and put it at the start, take a piece and move it. This is just natural until you find yourself with a good, solid, logical and meaningful sentence, okay? So you're going to spend about 1 or 2 minutes sort of rearranging your sentence. This is the first draft of mine, and it's not bad. Let's take a look. It's 33 words. I wrote, there are a variety of ingredients that make up chewing gum that can be digested, including sweeteners and flavors, as well as a gum base that cannot be digested but can be excreted. It's pretty good. It's a good one. But then I looked at it and I thought, I can make this better. So then I did this. I rearranged it a bit. I've lost a couple of words. I'm still above 30 words. I wrote, chewing gum consists of a variety of ingredients that can be digested, including sweeteners and flavors, as well as a gum base that cannot be digested but can be excreted. Cool, there you go. That's how you do it. Let me give you some final tips here. So you can use single words or maybe short phrases directly from the text, but really you should be trying to create this summary yourself using your own brain. You should use synonyms and paraphrase where possible. What you should not do is push 2 sentences together, okay? Try to avoid that. And I guess, when you're doing the reading and the writing, what you're really doing there is, yes, you're finding the main idea, but in order to find that main idea, you have to eliminate a lot of information. You have to ignore a lot of that text to come to that central idea, okay? Cool, just before you go, if you haven't yet taken the PTE mini mock test on e2language.com, you should check it out. It's a great mock test because it gives you results that'll be close or nearly the same as your actual test. But more importantly, you're going to get feedback on all of your writing, including summarized written text, and you'll get feedback on all of your speaking, as well as a good score report that shows you every task and how you're performing in every task. Anyway, check it out at e2language.com where you can sign up for free. Ciao.